let me hear it. What was your best comic book movie of the summer?
So my favorite of the summer was Superman.
Okay.
Personally,
Yep.
I I love David. I love the David Cornsweet. Right.
Yep.
I love the aesthetic. I loved Green Lantern. All the castings I thought were perfect for Superman. Lex Luthor's Nicholas Hoult was amazing. Um, I love the
Uh-huh.
world building. I was a bit worried with how large of a cast they were going with going into the movie,
Yeah.
but I think they handled it and they handled the screen time really well. Um,
Okay. No,
James
100%.
Gunn taking his typical just giant cast of random people, kind of
Yeah.
making the world feel like it already has its place. I mean, you have the
That's what I
Justice Gang,
love.
which is like a team that's been around clearly for at least a little bit now, you know?
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
the intro crawl already explaining the timeline and how long metahumans have been a thing. Having Peacemaker, even as just a small cameo,
Yes.
I,
It felt very
I
lived
just,
in.
I exactly.
Let me throw this out at you and out to the world, all right? My favorite
Hmm.
comic book movie of the summer of summer 2025 was Thunderbolts. I uh
Okay.
I was floored by Thunderbolts actually. Um and I want to say this. I think, like if you look at it, I would have to go back and really look again. I think this might be the best summer that we've had for comic book movies in a really long time, right? So Thunderbolts kicked off the summer movie season, right? It was actually the first blockbuster of the season. I think came out the first week of May.
Hmm.
Um, and then you had Superman, of course, and then you had Fantastic Four, and I think all of these comic book movies are genuinely really good comic book films, and
Hmm.
I thoroughly enjoyed all three of them. Uh, Thunderbolts just felt more my speed, right?
Okay.
I kind of like those more grounded films. I like the more. I know it's hard to say that when you have like a character like Sentry, but I like seeing characters that aren't just super like overpowered. And I don't mean that in a way of like I hate Superman or anything because I thoroughly enjoy Superman. He's one of my favorite DC characters. But I'm a huge fan of like hand to hand combat sequences, stuff like that. And Thunderbolts kind of brought back that old MCU feel and flavor that I feel has been missing for quite some time. It felt very
Hmm.
Phase 2, Phase 3 esque. It has one of my favorite scores of any comic book film, and I think all three scores from all of these movies were fantastic. But I think, I'm going to say it's going to be crazy. Thunderbolts is the first time in a long time that I felt excited for the future of the MCU. I will always go opening night to an MCU movie, always, and I'm
Okay.
always looking forward to the next release. Just because at heart I'm a huge comic book movie fan. I'm a huge comic book fan. But Thunderbolts had me genuinely excited, like, oh snap, Avengers Doomsday. I am super pumped for it. I'm super pumped to see how this credit scene ties into it. The new Avengers versus the Avengers, the Fantastic Four traveling, or is it the Fantastic Four traveling to the main universe? It it just worked on so many different levels for me. What were your thoughts on Thunderbolts?
I enjoyed Thunderbolts a lot. You know me, I'm a big John Walker fan ever
Okay.
since
Yep.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yes.
I like Yelena. A bit of a hot take. I think I like her a lot more than I ever liked Black Widow.
Wow.
Personally,
Hot take.
I
No, I
just
like Elena. I like Elena.
yeah,
Great
like
character.
not that I don't like Black Widow.
Yeah.
I always thought felt kind of bored with her.
Okay.
Yelena, I feel like gives a bit more of that. I don't know, just the her and her relationships, especially with her dad. I think that adds a lot to the movie and to the cast. I do agree with you that it gave me a lot of hope for the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
It got me I mean, like you said, having characters that aren't as powerful, it makes you wonder like who's going to be the villain? and how are they going to handle this? How are they going to get out of this situation with more than just overpowering their way through everything?
And I think like having Sentry as a villain is a great example of that because of how powerful of a character he is. And you know, I talked superficially about Thunderbolts, but at its core, it's just got such a great story and message about mental health, and I think that really resonates with me, and I really like that. It felt it felt fresh to me.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, it felt reminiscent of earlier MCU days. It was like just a perfect balance. But Superman, I thoroughly enjoyed as well. Like Superman was actually the comic book movie I was looking forward to the most, and it's the one that I saw the most actually. I saw that one 3 times in theaters. The Fantastic Four I saw twice, and Thunderbolts I saw twice. But I don't know if it's just the expectations I had for it or what. Again, I came out liking it. I really did. Um, and I'm gonna get more into it in an upcoming segment. But it didn't feel as complete and as tight of a movie that Thunderbolts felt for me. And I feel that the same way about the Fantastic Four. I really loved the Fantastic Four. I thought that was a good movie. Not a good movie. I think it was a great MCU movie, and I love the aesthetic and the atmosphere and the feel of it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But you could tell that there were some parts of it missing, you know, because it did face some cuts. I don't think it impedes on the story too much. I still think it tells a complete story. But you know, I've
Mm-hmm.
seen people complain about, you know, feeling like they wanted to have more out of that film, and
Yes.
I didn't really feel that way completely, but I do see that complaint. What do you think? Do you think it's
Yeah,
boring?
and
Do you think it's a boring movie?
I think that I wouldn't say it's necessarily boring. I would say it definitely has a lot less action
Yeah.
than you're used to for an MCU movie.
Yeah.
Um, I know they had to fit, well, they had to be under 2 hours, right? Is what Marvel wanted
Yeah.
them to be at.
Yeah, it was like 2 hours and under, something like that.
Yeah, and I think they cut out a storyline with the Thing, right? They cut
Yeah,
out a large portion.
it was his like the love story aspect with Natasha Lyonne's actress. I forgot the name of her character in the film.
Yeah, it makes his storyline almost feel a little out of place, especially when he goes back to the church
Yes.
and meets with his
Yes.
love interest. You almost feel like something is missing there.
Yes. That's the only point in the film that really jumps out to me that feels that way.
And but otherwise, I think they do really great building the chemistry or like showing the chemistry between the team. I think Joseph Quinn did amazing as the Human Torch.
Yeah.
I He shocked me, I think, honestly. I was a little
Yeah.
worried when he got casted, but
Yeah.
after Warfare and then I think he just handles that quippy um
Character. Or
yes,
character, I guess.
quippy,
Character, archetype of a character, yeah.
yeah, with him and the Thing. And I love the aesthetic, man. I love the like 40s, 50s style futuristic city.
Yeah.
I I think Galactus looked amazing the way they
Yes.
designed him. I enjoyed the montage in the beginning explaining their backstory, but in a quick
Yep.
way where it's not because a lot of people, a big thing with movies, with these superhero movies now is the backstories because you see so many of them so much. Do you want to add the backstory or do you kind of want to skip it? Like with Superman, they completely glossed over it. Everyone knows
Yeah.
his origin by now. Fantastic Four, they gave a little 5 minute monologue, and I think that was perfect as well.
Yeah, no, I think it worked very well. Let us know your thoughts down below in the comments, though, guys. What is the best comic book movie of the summer, of 2025's summer? Was it Thunderbolts? Was it Fantastic Four First Steps? Or was it Superman? All right.